IPS stands for Individual Placement and Support, which is an evidence-based employment program for people with significant mental health difficulties. It's been evidenced through 27 randomized controlled trials around the world, so there's a very strong evidence base behind it.
People are people, just because people have a mental health condition or diagnosis doesn't suddenly make them a different category of human being. People want money, people want to work, and people want to get all the benefits that brings.
People living with mental illness are 9 times more likely to be out of the labour force than their peers of a working age. And up to 50% of people living with a major mental illness have expressed an interest in returning to work if the conditions were right to do so.
Historically, people coming through mental health services would be put into training programs or upskilling programs, and it could turn into training after training and with no outcome at the end of it.
The crucial difference with IPS is that the individual does not have to be job ready before they are provided with the supports.
The evidence shows that it's the motivation of the person to work that's key. Everything else you can work around.
I was diagnosed as bipolar in March of 2018, so it was quite a sudden thing. I actually ended up going to hospital up in Dublin from March to July, so for 3 months. That was very tough and took away a lot of my self-confidence.
A lot of the people we work with, by the nature of their mental health diagnoses, they will lack self-confidence. It needs to be very clearly put to people that there are specialists who can help you get into work if you want to.
I support people coming through mental health services in returning to employment when they feel ready and if they want to. You're looking at the person's individual needs first and foremost. We would do a vocational assessment, just seeing what they want to do and what their choices are.
If they want to go ahead with the programme, then we would start meeting up regularly, build up their CV, start looking into the kind of jobs that are out there, what kind of hours they want to work.
The type of jobs that we've been looking for have been from management level all the way down to people that just are entry level that may not have worked before, so and everyone that's in between.
The employment specialist will have spent many hours with the individual making sure there's a good job match and that they've got the skills for the job and that they're supported if they need support.
Aoife was referred to me through the mental health team in Killarney. Aoife was quite motivated at the time to work, so we used that motivation to push on and start the rapid job search. We applied for a few places and I had done a bit of cold calling to companies on the skill set that Aoife had.
With my job in Musgraves, he talked me through the online application. We actually did it together. It's not a therapy, like you're not being seen as a patient, you're being seen as a person who just wants to get back into the workforce.
We're sort of keeping the focus solely on seeking open paid employment, and we've been very clear then that the support around mental health continues to be provided by the community mental health team.
The integration with the mental health team, we have sat with them in different implementation meetings, and the employment specialist sitting in on the team meetings is huge part of the success.
IPS is different from the point of view that it's competitive open market, so it means people can compete and take part in jobs that are available for the general public.
The employment specialists are very aware of the need to develop mutually respectful collaborative relationships with the employers as well, so that when they're going in with curiosity about what the employer needs, not what the employer can give them or can give their client.
Cathal called in maybe the first quarter of the year, and we were advertising at the time just to kind of expand and get ready for the summer season here, and he wanted to see was there any vacancy outcoming, and we discussed it there, and he had one candidate that was ideal for it, and we took it from there. I think it's a fantastic idea for the employer to be able to actually help out anyone in the local area who's trying to get back onto the workforce. Having Cathal touch base with us from time to time has been great help.
When somebody's got a job, then the idea is that we stay with the client for as long as they want and need us.
I would meet Aoife on a regular basis in the beginning just to make sure that everything was okay. I supported her around her payments, social welfare, contacts and things like that. Aoife got more confident and competent in her role. She didn't need me as much, but she knew that I was always going to be there if she needed me.
The rollout of IPS in Ireland is quite unusual. So if we look at other countries, if we look at America, the UK, Japan, Australia, it was done through different initiatives, different organisations, different bodies involved in that process. We have had the benefit of their experiences. Rolling this out with a really strong governance structure, both at a national and a local level.
The time taken to meet with all levels of the service, from senior management down to local management, has also enabled the employment specialists to quickly settle into the community mental health teams and to commence the process of providing IPS.
I think in Ireland our IPS training is one of, if not the, most stringent training programs, ensuring that the program has been rolled out in a consistent manner across all sites. The involvement of DASP is crucial because it is, at the end of the day, it's an employment program. We have managed to get so much traction in such a short space of time. We're working within huge bureaucratic systems to try and roll out this program, and still it's an amazing success.
There's very good evidence that people who are supported into work like this visit A&E less often, they see their doctor less often, and there's very, very good evidence that although they might still be on benefits, over time they tend to reduce the amount of benefits they're on.
Work provides you with this kind of sense of purpose and this stability and routine. When you're low and when you're down, you don't think that you'll be able to do an interview. So then when you do get it, it's just, oh my God, it was amazing.
The experience so far has been phenomenal, without a doubt. If we have any future employment coming up, I'd be approaching Cahill again to see is there any more employees he'd recommend.
Evidence is building for the use of IPS across a range of different strategies, including homelessness, drug and alcohol, early school leavers.
It's a model of best practice. And if I could wave a magic wand today, I would be looking for it for every area of difficulty and disadvantage.
You realise the diagnosis isn't the end of the world. You're fully capable of living a normal life. I'm excited for my future.